the data is transferred across the India to RBI server on every day. Road customs or non-EDI ports, where because we have a certain non-EDI ports mainly in the Indo-Bangla and Indo-Pakistan borders, with the cross-border trade is happening. Mainly in the main trade is happening with the India-Bangladesh, where certain ports are yet to be computerized. So they are making the manual, the old-fashioned manual shipping bill. So that is being captured either as ways or things. The original of the shipping bill is dispatched to RBI. RBI subsequently uploads manually into the system, but it will take a 2 to 3 months gap. RBI instructed the banks, if you can verify the data and you can attest to the bona fides and the genuineness of the data, bank can also upload. So that I think in the next half year, I think that they also will make it fully computerized. So there is no loss of data. So all the customs house where the shipping bills are generated in a computer format, the data is subsequently transferred in a daily basis to RBI. This is customs. Then about the search, the data is similarly given, and also in a STPI or all technology parks to either STPI or NSDL. Wherever the shipping bills are generated, the data is transferred. So any export, whether it is a software or a merchandise, the data is being captured. Only one thing is missing now: service exports. But that part is there. Still, we cannot accord. Imagine a service export. As per tradable service are 161 tradable service as per GATT, General Agreement of Trade and Services, G8 countries. Earlier, GATT, GATT was there because the hue and cry was there. Every political party, there was a lot of guns and hasta, because we are famous for hasta and Kerala. There were a lot of struggles for GATT agreement. So subsequently, GATT is there with take care of the services. 161 types of services are tradable services. A doctor advising to an overseas client, take a paracetamol for a headache. That's also a tradable service. We can get the money. So this services sector is not being taken care by the EDPMS presently. But I think in the last year they started thinking of how can we make, and there is a study group and opinion polling was there. They were asked, IBA as well as the finance ministry is asking the bank, because the majority of the amount is coming rather than the trade, it is from the service exports. It is not accounted, because we said about the balance of payment position, and that all these dribblings are for the calculation of the BOP, where service export is unattended. Nobody knows how much amount is coming to India. So, it is not being streamlined. So, all other software, merchandise export done through an EDI or a non-EDI is being taken care by the EDPMS. That at the time of the shipment of goods at the customs, the data is there. Data is transferred to the bank. Bank is sitting with the data of a particular client with the AD code. Because if I will get the data on my AD code. If you are a client and you are having multiple AD codes, I cannot understand which bank and all. Only the AD code of Federal Bank or State Bank of India. State Bank knows about the data of only the AD code, but the shipping will stand to their AD code. So the data is there. You are submitting as per the discipline. You are submitting the documents within 21 days from the date of export. So what bank will do? Bank will process it and send for overseas collection, or you might have sent it directly. You are submitting the office copies and the shipping bill number to the bank for reporting. So once the bills are loaded in the system, the data is again uploaded to the EDPMS, and EDPMS server will process it and will acknowledge having received the document at the daily bank. So the data generated from the customs is there. Document is just received at the bank. Bank processes and updates the shipping bill and the AD code, IE code and the shipping bill number, post code, and that data process is being uploaded to EDPMS, and EDPMS will process and will give a final, process it and will say that document is received by the ED bank. So any point of time, any person can see, the banker can see, any stakeholder can see whether the document is submitted with the bank or not. The data is updated. Then, see, once it is loaded, banks used to send it for collection, or the consignment, the exporter sends directly to the consignee. Then, what next? Realization. So, realization, a site will realize within 10 days or 25 days. Usance will, on maturity, it is realized, or say 9 months it is realized. Once it is realized, banks automatically do a exercise in their system and mark the bills are realized and adjust, and amount will be credited to your account. That data again uploaded to EDPMS process and will say payment is realized. If full amount is realized, the data will be archived. So you are received only 50% or a part. System will say part realized. So the data will be updated as the shipping bill is realized partly. Or which will say the bill is over after 9 months. Clear? So similarly, if you receive an advance remittance, we will report on the same day. After processing it, we will say that advance remittance is received, the purpose code is there, advance against the export, and the same is uploaded in your IE code to EDPMS. When you received an advance remittance, it will be outstanding as an advance inward remittance IR in the system in EDPMS. You are making an export. Say the maximum cap is 1 year from the date of receipt of the fund. Say you make it after 1 month you process and you export and you are submitting the document to the bank. Bank will load the document and realize with the earlier advance remittance received. So there will be a unique reference number, IR number for each remittance against the client. So the bank will realize that bill with the earlier received IR and will report that yes, this IR is utilized. So if you received $1 lakh US, you made the shipment only 10,000. We will apportion the 10,000 from the 1 lakh and we will say out of the 1 lakh IR outstanding, 10,000 is shipped. And the shipping will get squared off, gone to the archive. So the remaining 90,000 is there. We can make a number of shipments within the 90,000 and we can upload the same bill. So the same, the inward remittance received or the settlement of the bills. Whenever the bills is sent for collection, when the payment comes, bank appropriates and uploads the data, updates the data in EDPMS. And all those are closed will be archived. We can again take whatever the bills are realized in a particular month, particular year, any period, data is there. Because think that entire data put in a basket, you take what you like. So simple. So these are all the same thing what I said, because after the EDF and LEO date, goods are exported, the data will come to the customs. Customs will pass on the data to RBI. Then AD code, what is the AD code mentioned in the shipping bill, the data will be passed on to that particular AD bank. Because AD bank, now what happens? AD bank has a tool to identify who is the defaulter. We can generate a letter from the system, identify who is the AD, which all the customers are not submitted the document. Bank can easily take a report and just send it information or ask them to submit the document. Then here I said when the document, if the shipping bill is of other bank and the document is submitted to another bank, in that case, AD transfer, as I said earlier, AD transfer has to be taken care of by the bank which is handling the document. So these are all the processes, so almost covered. Then these are also there, advance remittance. You imagine the advance remittance is received. You received advance remittance through, say, Federal Bank or say HDFC Bank. What RBI says? The regulation is you have to submit the document after making the export to the same banker. So you received a document, advance remittance in HDFC Bank. They uploaded under their ID code in EDPMS, and subsequently you divorced HDFC and started banking with the corporation bank or syndicate bank. And subsequently you submit a document to syndicate. They will not handle the document because which bank you received the advance remittance, there you have to submit the document. So again, there was a case of FIRC, Foreign Inward Remittance Certificate. Earlier we used to get a paper-based FIRC. So in earlier case, when you received a advance remittance in State Bank or HDFC, earlier you used to get an FIRC. You can demand an FIRC and the bank is happy to give you an FIRC against the charges. That FIRC is open and you can utilize that FIRC against any shipment subsequently. So, FIRC is issued by State Bank of India. You are making the shipment and you are making the shipment and submitting the document with HDFC. Along with you can give the FIRC so that they will process in the earlier scenario. Now it is not possible. Where the advance remittance is received, you are mandatorily, you have to submit the documents with that bank. But you imagine in another case where you already submitted the document with the State Bank of India. You are also a banker, you are having another banker, HDFC also. But the payment is received subsequently with HDFC. You submitted the document with the State Bank processed it, payment came to HDFC. In that scenario, HDFC can issue an FIRC, paperless, called EFIRC, so that State Bank can adjust the receipt. So previously, you were getting FIRC for a lot of occasions. Now there is no scope for an FIRC. No bank will issue an FIRC in export. Only FIRC is available for foreign direct investment reporting. So there is no FIRC. If any of you the shipping bill is pending with a particular bank and subsequently you received the payment with the other bank, you approach the other bank, ask them to issue an EFIRC to this particular State Bank of India, and so that the HDFC can issue an EFIRC and they will give a reference number, date and all. And you can ask the State Bank of India, EFIRC is issued against my IE code to you, so that you can adjust it. So HDFC, State Bank can see an EFIRC outstanding against the particular client generated by HDFC and can be utilized. Imagine you received an you are having three bills with three banks. One is with HDFC, one is with the State Bank, another one is with the UCO Bank. Three bills, same bank, and the received is the payment with the Federal Bank. All the three consolidated. Here also, the possibility is there. You can generate one EFIRC, and both these three banks can share the EFIRC. So no physical paper. If you are having or holding any physical EFIRC, no way, because no bank will handle the previous FIRC that you are holding, because now it refers EFIRC, no physical document. So you may be getting the payment in a different ways. Normally an export payment can be received in different ways. Export payments shall be received through proper normal banking channel. Because you cannot bring money from overseas. It can only be through a proper banking channel, normal banking channel. So payment will come through the nostro mechanism, because I am maintaining an account with the New York in US dollar. That's the nostro. And sometimes the foreign bank is maintaining an Indian rupee account in India is called a vostro. So these two mechanisms are there. You may be receiving the remittance through NEFT or RTGS. Say Standard & Chartered Mumbai may be adjusting the funds, or State Bank of India Mumbai will be adjusting the funds. Axis may be adjusting the funds, because they are all the vostro partners. So payment can come either through the nostro mechanism in dollar or in foreign currency, and it will be adjusted, converted by your bank and credited to your account. So this this inflow shall be reported to in IRM, as I said in inward remittance, to in EDPMS. So when a payment is coming in dollar and your bank converts, and your bank is supposed to report this inflow as an IRM unique number in EDPMS. Imagine the other scenario. Payment is received by RTGS and the bank which handles the remittance is say HDFC Mumbai or Standard & Chartered Mumbai. Because they are only partner banks. They will not handle anything. Because the direction has been given, you convert and give to syndicate bank such as the client. So they send it to RTGS. So IRM should be generated by the beneficiary's bank. So when you receive a payment in RTGS and if it is supposed to for an export, you should immediately intimate your banker this payment is for an export. So that the banker will report this under IRM in EDPMS so that when you submit the bill can be knocked off. Because RTGS are straight through process, no bank knows it. Because no bank is monitoring it. Similarly, one more payment is there, exchange houses. Because there are a lot of exchange houses, so say UAE exchange house, Western Express, Al Raji is there, that's a bank, so Al Ahliya Exchange, Lulu Group, lot of exchange houses in GCC countries are there. So payment can come if you are exporting to GCC, Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Bahrain or somewhere. Payment may come in INR through exchange house. Exchange house mechanism is there. So again, if the payment is coming through an exchange house, up to 15 lakhs per invoice can be remitted in the exchange house mechanism, rupee drawing arrangement. That also to be reported in EDPMS. So if you are getting any payment in that mechanism, in rupee mechanism, you should report to your bank this is an export advance, otherwise bank doesn't know what the payment is. So everywhere, reporting of an inward remittance, whatever may be the tool or method, it is your banker should take care. Beneficiary's bank to report in EDPMS. This already I said, the reporting advance remittance. Advance remittance, you just imagine you got an advance remittance of 1 lakh US dollar. One data is reported as an IRM. You are making 5 shipments through 1 or 2 banks. This IRM will be available against your IE code and the old bank can adjust it. Because if IRM is received by me, I will be uploaded in this. So I can adjust your shipping bill, n number of shipping bill against a single IRM, vice versa. N number of shipping inward remittance can be adjusted against one shipping bill. Imagine you received 1 lakh US dollar and you are making 10 shipments of 10,000 US dollar. You can load and realize against a single IRM. Similarly, you received 10,000 US dollar in 5 times and you are making a single export of 50,000, that can be realized similarly. So all physical SIRPs earlier issued is of no value. Then I will take this extension of time in EDPMS. So I said there is a 9-month gap. And if the export outstanding beyond the 9 months, you have to report to the bank that I need little more time because my overseas buyer is in a financial issues or something and you are expecting that the payment will be made during the extended period. You have to give an undertaking to the bank so that the bank can extend up to further 6 months. So 9 plus 6, 15 months is there. So whenever there is an overdue, don't take that you are in a caution list or not. Whenever there is an overdue bill, beyond the 9 months, approach the banker, tell and give an undertaking so that the bank can extend it beyond next 6 months. So that you will not be in the XOS or watch list because it's a live bill. If you want a further extend beyond 15 months, you have to approach RBI through ETX form is there. You can approach RBI for further extension, provided you are sure that the payment will come within that extended period. But while extending that, if you are extending beyond 1 year, there are certain clauses is there because you cannot extend any number of bills. Only there are some If there is any investigation is going against that particular shipping bill, say enforcement or CBI or any government agency, AD banks cannot extend. You have to approach them and get a sanction from them. Or if you are extending beyond 1 year or a particular shipment, then there is a condition is there. The total amount should not exceed 1 million or 10% of the average export or realization during the three financial years. If you are extending beyond 1 year. So 9 months, you first came for 3 months, so 12 months is there. Subsequently, you are again coming, okay, you go for beyond 1 more 3 months is required. AD bank can do it. While doing it, the maximum is 1 million. So you will get a 1 million, anyway you will get a 1 million or 10% of the average of 3 years export to receivables. When in suit filed or anything, no issue, you can, no amount, nothing is there. If you file a suit against the overseas buyer, it's easy, you can extend it without looking this 10% or the 1 million. Then AD banks, such extensions will be uploaded in EDPMS. Then write-off is there. As you know, you can write off 5%. If you are a normal exporter, you can write off 5% of the export received during the last calendar year. And if you are a status holder exporter, 10%. AD bank can give a 10%. So a normal exporter can themselves write off 5%. Beyond 5%, they can approach AD bank. AD bank can write off together 10%. 10% is arrived, export to received, export to proceeds to received during the last calendar year. So what do you have to do? You have to get a chartered accountant certificate because banks are concerned about the financial year. So you give a details from your chartered accountant, approach the bank, but there are certain conditions. This is not freely available. Some conditions are. If there is an investigation, you cannot do. And why you are writing up? Because you tried. For 1 year, you are trying for the payment, it's not forthcoming. Customer insolvent, dispute, or there are issues, genuine cases, AD can write off. If anything beyond 10%, approach RBI. Because it's easy. You don't think that if I go to RBI, what the RBI government will ask you. No. If it is a genuine case, RBI is ready to give you the write-off. Because genuine case, genuinity shall be proved. So once you are written off, bank will be reporting to the EDPMS, right? Written off can be closed. So whenever you go for a write-off, any incentive you have to taken from BGST or customs, you have to repeat. This is straightforward. So whenever you come for a request, yes, we want that evidence also. Having paid, surrendered the incentive. Then in case of any CGT or anything, that 10%, as I said, 5%, 10% of the previous calendar year, that will not be affected if there is a ECGC refund. You can write off with ECGC, insurance claim. Then we have seen a lot of these two cases. We have seen a lot of things in EDPMS. Because whenever there is a shutout shipment or a short shipment, if you have not taken or you have not acted timely with the customs, that will be outstanding in EDPMS because nobody knows it. Because I tried for a shipment of 100 packets, but due to the capacity limitation, I could pack only 95 packets in a container. So I raised or declared a value of 100 packets. But finally, it was a 95 packets. There is a short shipment of 5 packets. So normally what customs will do, in the physical copy of the shipping bill, they will write a 5 packets short, nothing else. So sometimes they write, but the banks, as a banker, we need a certificate from the customs having short ships of 5 packets and its value. Normally it is not possible. So RBI has given a leeway. RBI says, you take the shipping bill, you adjust and process. Customer need to submit the certificate subsequently. It is not possible at all. I haven't seen in my life any certificate coming afterwards. Once you bank to process the document, everybody is happy. But this 5 packets is still outstanding in EDPMS because we adjust with the 95. You say 1 packet $1. Your shipping bill is of $100. Your invoice is of $95. we will adjust with 95, we will set off 95. But in EDPMS, $100 was there, 95 only realized, 5 will be outstanding. This came only late part because with this reason, customers are caution listed. So if any of you are having such an issue, what you have to do is take a printout or take a copy of the exporter's copy you are having the shipping bill. You approach the customs and tell that there is a short shipment of 5 packets. If they acknowledge or they approve or they authenticate there was a short shipment of 5, submit that to the AD bank, ask them to write off. AD bank can knock off. This is a simple solution, drop down, write off, update. Similarly, shutout shipments. Shutout shipments normally, that shipping bill is surrendered and a new generated. But if the data is already passed on to RBI website, customs cannot recall the data. Because customs has no choice. They generate and give. They cannot recall or modify. Because any modification is to be done from the AD side only. So, shutout shipment, if anything happened, and without cancelling the earlier shipping bill, no shipping bill is generated, you may not be knowing, but in the EDPMS that data is outstanding. In such a scenario also, you take a letter or an authentication from the customs and submit to your banker and tell them to close it, or bank can close it. Caution listing. So, about the caution listing. As I said, from June 15, 2016, RBI started a module, caution listing and lead caution listing in a real-time basis. So any customer, any exporter or any IE code holder having an export bill outstanding beyond 2 years from the date of shipment is being caution listed. Still, that practice is being followed. So any shipping bill outstanding beyond or often beyond 24 months from the date of shipping bill, the exporter is caution listed. If an exporter is caution listed, what he can do or what the banker can accommodate him, what all ways? Only 2 cases. Bank can process the bill of a caution listed exporter where 100% invoice value is received in advance. That means there is an obligation from the exporter first to submit the shipping bill within 21 days. So you export against the 100% advance received and submit the shipping bill to the bank. Bank can process it. Second, you are exporting based on a letter of credit. And if the letter of credit is for 100% invoice value, bank can handle that document. Yes, bank cannot handle any document. Okay, caution listed export. So what will happen? Today I am not in a caution list. I made an export. I am submitting the bank after 10 days. By the 10 days, one of my bill, either it is a shutout bill, or a short shipped bill, or a fast realized bill, something is pending, and I am coming within the bracket of 2 years, bank will not accept your document. So this is the situation of the caution list. So, if there is a short shipment, and you are not in a position to realize full, there is an opportunity given, write off. Go for a write off. Once you write off, this AD bank will update the system status in the EDPMS, you will be decautionized. That's a daily exercise. If there is an advance remittance received, and you already, if there is a shutout shipment, and because of that you are in caution listed, approach customs and get the details, including of anything of the short shipment, approach the banker you clarify the banker. If they are satisfied with the details from the customs, they can knock off that old outstanding without any limit or anything, and you will be out of the caution. So extension of the time is given not for the exporter, because we have seen that from June 2016, bank RBI is giving extension. RBI given extension not for the caution listing. The extension is not given to the exporter, because you are under mandatory or you are under obligation to realize and repatriate the funds within 9 months. But extension is given to AD banks to reconcile the data. So where were the mismatches? Your AD code is with HDFC. You submitted the document to State Bank of India. Without knowing this, State Bank processes the document. State Bank uploads to the EDPMS. It will not be getting uploaded because the data is with HDFC. So there were lack of cases where AD transfer was not done. So that's one reason, unreconciled. Because customer has exported, they received the money. There was a mismatch. In whose report? Bank's report. While keying the data, shipping bill number was a jumbling. Because you know, shipping bill earlier generated from the customs, we want a magnifying lens and either you want a, what do you call? Horoscope or something. That Vadyar or someone will think of the horoscope, you know. Because you have to guess what is the number, what is the postal code, what is the date. Because the person keying in data, he will, instead of 9, he will put 0, 8 and all. This match. Because the basic 3 data is there. Shipping bill number, shipping bill date, postal code. This is the basic 3 digits, 3 data records to matching. So there are n number of cases where data mismatch is there. So this is again the case of the bank. You received the BRC with a wrong shipping bill. You claimed everything. Still, the original shipping bill will be outstanding with the EDPMS. Because the EDPMS can update only the data there. Because bank is uploading another data which is nowhere in the EDPMS, it will be rejected, getting rejected. Then shutout, short shipment, then regarding that postal code mismatch, AD code mismatch, these are where the issues faced by the bank, and why due to this unreconciled data, RBI given extension to the banks for clearing of the data, reconciliation. So the last extension was given up to 31st, not for the exporter, this is for the banker only. Because you are still under the, if you are holding any shipping bill beyond 9 months, there is a different type of magnifying lenses are there, being viewed by different parties. If anything beyond 2 years, Enforcement Directorate is doing it. Big value export, where payment is not done. So now finally what RBI said? In 2014, 60,000 EBRCs were issued by banks. But the bills are still outstanding, unacknowledged in EDPMS. So RBI took the data from DGFT and gave it to the bank. Okay, you issued, you please clarify, you can see. 2015 and 16, 7,89,000 DRCs were issued, uploaded by different banks in DGFT, but still the bills are outstanding in EDPMS. So RBI asked, henceforth, don't issue EBRC from your system, issue EBRC only from EDPMS. So banks are doing that now in the pipeline. Now what is the latest statistics? They say that 4.3 million shipping bills are still pending beyond 2 years. And 14.3 million shipping bills are pending beyond 9 months. So what is the statistics? It's a huge. So still they want to reconcile with the data with the banker, only then they can chase the exporter. Because now what will happen? If your bill might have realized, you might have received the BRC, but still it is not seen in the EDPMS as updated. So RBI has given a lot of chances to the bank for reconciliation. The last they said, if you are not doing, we will fine you. They said, RBI said the banks will be fined for 10,000 rupees per shipping bill unreconciled in their database. This is the final warning given by the RBI, and every bank now started their engine. The maximum throttle is there, pushing. I think every now and then the customers are waiting reminders. If they already realized, please give us the details. If shipping bill is not there, give us at least a copy. We will adjust it now. So these are the latest positions. So this already I shared. Shipping bills will not be handled if you are in caution list. If you are in caution list, guarantees cannot be issued. If you are in caution list, only two things will be handled by the bank, where 100% advance is received or LC is received for 100%. Or imagine if you are in caution list, what is the requirement of other packing credit? Is there any requirement? There will not be any requirement. So bank will not be in a position to renew or give you a packing credit for export, because there is no requirement, because you are not supposed to export, because there is a tendency of this. The same procedure I said about the import data processing. So same thing, only 2-3 things here you have to do. We have seen that shipping bill write-off. Similarly, if you have already imported and